Hi, Ben PR with Aero Motorsports. We thought we'd put this segment together to show how an actual 5-speed racing transmission works. In this example, we're rebuilding a Hewland STA200, which was a traditional 5-speed racing transmission used in Trans-Am series. So, real good example to be able to show the difference and how, in this case, which is a 5-speed straight cut gear with dogs, works compared to I would say like a street car with helical cut gears and synchro type engagement. Here we have the main components of the transmission. What we're going to focus on mainly is our gears, our main shaft, our lay shaft, input shaft, and also using our support housing to hold it all together. Some of the other components that we have in front of us are the front casing, rear carrier, and output housing, but we're going to ignore those. We've had those removed, just have them laid out here to show along with the transmission. So here we have the main components of our transmission. We have our input shaft, which is connected to the clutch or engine. It drives our spur gears or gear reductions, which then drives the lay shaft. And our lay shaft, as you can see here, where I spin this is driving this gear, drives our lay shaft, which in turn that lay shaft drives the gears on the main shaft. But actually they're not yet attached to the main shaft. As you can see, the gears are spinning, power is going through here, driving the gears, but they're not actually connected to the output shaft because they're connected through the dogs. So I'll kind of run through a couple gears and show you how that works. So we can shift into reverse. You can actually see now our output shaft is going in the opposite direction of our input shaft. I can shift back to neutral and go into first. Now our output shaft is driving in first. Then we shift into second gear, third gear, fourth gear, and fifth gear. And then back to neutral. You can actually see our output shaft stops because although the gears are being driven, they're not actually engaged yet or connected through the dogs to our main shaft. And on the gears we have, you'll notice on this type of transmission, which is a dog transmission, we have our dog gears, which are on the main shaft. You see these are the little dogs. And these are our dog rings, which are attached to the output shaft. And so once that slides over and engages, and we'll get a close-up of that, it then grabs and drives our output shaft. So here's a close-up of that with our fourth and fifth gear. You can actually see I'm spinning the lay shaft, which is driving the gears on the main shaft, but it's not yet connected. And these are our dog rings. And that's what makes these different from a street transmission in that we have no synchros. So you have to manually sync the car or actually just shove it into gear and then those dog rings will grab. On a race transmission, usually the dogs are a little narrow. We have large openings on the dogs on the gears so that this dog ring can easily slide in there or actually have times because these both are going to be spinning when we're shifting, and then slam that gear in and grabs and away you go. The other thing you'll notice is the dog is cut at a bevel. So you actually have to lift off the power or lift off the accelerator as you're shifting to take the load and torque off this so you can actually shift the lever over. If you would try to keep the power on and shift, you'd have to really muscle the gear shifter and you might not even be able to shift it. So on a straight cut dog gear set, you briefly back off the gas just for a fraction of a second, make your shift, and then back on the power because it all happens really quick. And there you go.